Hello, everyone. We are back again. It's Chrissy and Tanner with Common Sense Education coming at you every single Tuesday, except for maybe a couple here and there. But most Tuesdays, we're here to share with you tools that we think will be helpful and useful for you to use in your classroom. Today, it is Tanner's turn, and Tanner is going to share with us BoomWriter. Take it away, Tanner.
Yes, this is BoomWriter.com. Head there now if you'd like, but I'll show you a little bit of it. I'm also going to do something a little bit different when I post this one, in that I found a great recent tutorial of this site that will go far more in depth than I will here, that will give you more of a look at how an actual teacher is using it in their classroom. And I'll share that because I found it really useful while we're doing this review, which ended up being a 4-star review. Let me share that with you here. I found it really useful while we're doing the review, just to get a sense of how an expert teacher is using it in her classroom. So I'll share that in the description of the video. But BoomWriter, as we say here on our one-liner, is a collaborative writing platform. So the whole idea is getting students to read and write on the same project and then vote on that project and publish a story at the end. So let me show you how that happens. And we rated this for grades 3 through 8, and it's completely free. Although if you want to publish the books or offer finished books for sale, you can do that, and students can buy them or parents can buy them, which is kind of a neat little feature. So here we are looking at, like, if you just log in as a teacher, this is the kind of experience you'll see immediately. And the main thing to know is that there are 3 different types of activities you can create with BoomWriter. The primary one, I would say, is the StoryBook, where you have students collaboratively write a storybook. They each can contribute chapters to a book that either you start with the first chapter, or you can select from a library of existing first chapters to use. And if you'll see right back here, they have this cool thing where they offer seasons, where they have unique story starts, often from famous writers. Like right now, they have The Diary of a Wimpy Kid author, Jeff Kinney. He's got a custom story start you can use to start up that storybook. And then the kids in your classroom can actually contribute the end of the story. And then you can, of course, publish that book and they can purchase it. And then in addition to the storybook, there's also student journals, where students can just publish, updates to their journal. And this is a great way if you've got students doing a daily or weekly journal, you can do it all in BoomWriter, and they can kind of publish a little collection of their essays, so to speak, at the end of a year. There's also an open-ended assignment that you can use. And in that video I'll post below in the description, you'll see examples of all different kinds of assignments you can do. It's so flexible that, really, based on existing writing units you may have, you'll probably be able to use this feature over here to do that. But let's take a look here at the storybook. You can see here that the books cost about $12.99 when finished. But this gives you a nice little overview here, where you create the story start, if students contribute chapters and then vote on a winning chapter, and it forms this little book at the very end. It's kind of a neat system with this. You read the story as it is, you write, you vote, you publish at the end. It's a compelling little, like, exquisite corpse style of publishing, right? So let's take a look.
Can I just ask one question about how the process is? It one chapter at a time? So you students write a chapter, vote, that is that chapter, and then you move on, so it's
Yes.
cohesive. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So it creates, you get this sense that it creates this compelling, like, we want to see what happens next. We're going to vote on what happens next and what becomes canonical. And then maybe if your contribution gets voted in, you're really proud. If it doesn't, you give it another shot with the next entry. And it has this really interesting kind of cycle of production and collaboration. And I should say the voting's all anonymous, and you can turn the voting on or off, because as we
Uh-huh.
identified in a review, that could create some problems in your classroom if you know, if a particular student maybe is hyper motivated about writing but maybe isn't the best writer or doesn't get voted up every time. That could be demotivating ultimately, so you may want to turn it off. But from what I've read, that the voting actually can work out pretty well to keep people interested. You'll see here, they have a library of story starts, grouped by these various levels or genres. Interesting. There's no romance. I just clicked on that one because I'm like, romance.
Um,
Uh, but so, they have these story starts. You can see here, this is what a story start looks like. And, students are meant to read through this, and then they contribute their chapter that, builds on this. The nice thing is that even if a student doesn't get their um, chapters voted in, they all get to write their own ending to the story. So that is the way that every student gets a feeling of ownership at the very end. Um, it's a pretty neat system. Let me really quickly go to the kind of open-ended assignment here. One feature I like is that you can add your own vocabulary as focus words.
oh,
You can add supporting materials through Google Drive. Here you can see the voting on or off toggle. It's really neat. I should also say that teachers, when a student submits their chapter, teachers have the option to approve or send back for revision with
oh.
feedback any contribution, which is really handy, I think. Pretty neat.
So there's sort of a teacher dashboard situation where you see
Yeah.
student submissions and wow.
Yeah. And then if we hop over to what a student sees here, um, one interesting thing is they get these avatars they can modify. But if you'll notice, there are coins here. So you can purchase new parts of your avatar with coins, and you earn the coins through submitting your chapters, completing books. But also, if you win a voting round, you get extra points. Um, our reviewer thought this could be, our reviewer tends to be a little down on these kinds of systems, but we do know that students are
Students
often
love it.
motivated by it.
Yep.
So there is that, and it's kind of fun. You get little leopard uh, toy there for um, your avatar. It's a nice calendar feature, so assignments would be listed here and journals and that kind of thing. There's a chat where you can chat with the teacher. So all in all, I would say this is, this is a tool that's been around for a while. It changed hands and has only recently gone back into the hands of the original owners of or founders of the tool, and I think they've super streamlined it. It looks great. It's got the right amount of functionality, I think, without being too busy. And that compelling loop of doing the exquisite corpse style of producing a book, I think could work really well as a cornerstone in a classroom, an elementary classroom in particular, I think.
Yeah. Just don't bring in a real corpse because I don't think that would play as well. But yeah, I think the exquisite corpse style might be great. Do you know if it integrates at all with Google Classroom?
So
Did you see that anywhere?
definitely for adding students. Adding students in
Okay.
this tool is really, really easy. They give you multiple options. One of those being just Google logins and adding your Google roster. It's integrated with Google Drive as well. I don't know if the assignments get posted there, actually. That's a really good question. I might say no, but
Yeah, my guess is if it has its own calendar system, maybe not, but I was curious if
yeah, I don't know. That is a good question. But definitely has nice integrations if you already are using Google. It's very easy to get students signed up and to get all of your materials that you might be using in Google Drive
yeah.
included in an assignment. So
It's really remarkable that it's entirely free.
I
I mean,
know.
that's a lot. Maybe we should keep it kinda hush I mean,
Yeah. And I wonder if it'll remain free. So get it while it's hot.
that's yeah, that's
Um,
what yeah, yeah. Maybe get in on the ground floor on this one
yeah.
because that's a lot to offer for free,
Yeah.
but it does seem very, very cool. All right. Well, thank you, Tanner. And remember to come back every Tuesday, get a hot tip on a great tool that you can use, and come visit us at Common Sense Education to get tons more resources, lists, articles, sign up for our newsletter, and we will be seeing you very soon.